Fitness Performance Life in San Francisco. I wanted to talk to you guys and answer a couple questions specifically about using leg lifts for lower abdominal exercise. I commonly see folks using or doing leg lifts, whether they're doing them on the floor or doing them more advanced from a hanging version, where they're actually just focusing on using the hip flexors and actually not getting any lower abdominal work at all. So think about it in this way. Your abdominal muscles, your internal obliques, external obliques, your rectus abdominis, as well as your transverse abdominis, their attachments are all in the front of the pelvis, right? They actually don't attach down into your femur or into any of your legs, right? So in terms of their attachments are on the front of the iliac crest, at the pubic symphysis, and into the inguinal ligament. So as you're flexing and shortening those muscles, if you're doing it correctly, they'll be actually changing your pelvic tilt. So as you shorten these muscles, your pelvis should actually tilt back, or like if it's a bucket, it would be tilting the bucket back, right? So when I see folks doing leg lifts, a lot of them are just doing the leg lift portion here, which is focusing mostly on shortening and tightening your hip flexors, really getting very little abdominal work, and definitely not through a full range of motion. So for the hip flexors, a lot of folks already have short, tight hip flexors if they're desk workers and they're sitting all day. So for sure, you want to make sure you're isolating your lower abs instead of shortening and tightening the hip flexors more. So for example, if you're going to do lower abdominal exercise on the floor, I would recommend starting off very easy with both knees bent, and if you're a real beginner, just with one leg, and focus on really pelvic tilting. Like you'll feel your spine change and your pelvis tilt as you fire the low abs, right? Same thing here. Like anything from here to here, unless you're moving your pelvis, is all hip flexors. So to actually get the lower abdominals, get more of a tilt in the pelvis and feel the flexion in your abs there. Does that make sense? So again, starting off very easy on the floor, have your legs go longer and longer as you go, then advancing up to a hanging set, remembering the lower part of the movement is all hip flexors. Once you get up there, you want to really tilt in order to get the abdominals to actually fire. So from here to here, that's just hip flexors, right? So from here to here would be your abdominal work. Focusing on really tilting your pelvis every time you're doing the movement, and feeling for the shortening and tightening of the lower abdominals, not the hip flexors.